Hi, my name is Kevin Retcher, owner of First Meridian Mortgage, a veteran-owned mortgage broker doing business in Virginia, Maryland, and DC. The topic I want to discuss today is how do you vet a loan officer? Okay. You're looking to buy a home, and everyone knows that you've got to get pre approved. Even a realtor is going to tell you the first step that you're really going to need to do before they'll show you a house is to get pre approved. Okay. So you have to find a loan officer. And, there's a lot of us out there. Okay. But how do you vet loan officers? You get recommendations from a lot of people. Everybody from the coworkers to your parents to everyone on down the line. They will typically say, "Hey, use my guy. I've got a loan officer. My brother, my mom, my fraternity brother, whatever the case may be. Everyone knows a loan officer." So how do you know exactly who to use? And when you do get those recommendations and get their name and the phone number of who they do recommend, make sure you do ask, when was the last time you actually used that particular loan officer? And second would be, would you use them again? And third, ask why. Okay. So, and a fourth might be, was there any particular things that you wish they did better throughout the loan process for you? And what did they do great? Okay. Those are some simple questions to ask whoever's giving you a referral, rather than if the only thing they say is, well, I never used them, but my brother-in-law knows them or my brother-in-law used them. If they're a third party individual who's never had experience with that loan officer, I would take it with a grain of salt. Still keep their name and number. They might be the best loan officer out there, but you're going to put them in the research category, and you're going to go through these steps. I'm going to teach you how to vet your loan officer. Okay? Okay, so one of the first things that I would recommend that you do is go to the NMLS.com website. Okay, so what exactly is the NMLS? The NMLS is National Mortgage Licensing System. Okay, all loan officers have to be licensed. They typically have to pass a test. They have to do continuing education. There is a consumer access portal to this website. Okay, this all happened when the mortgage crisis back in 2007 through 9. We all had to get licensed. Mortgage brokers actually had to pass a test back then. And if you worked at a bank, you actually didn't have to take the test, you were just registered. So that has evolved, and the loan officers eventually, working for a bank, did end up having to also pass the test also. Okay, so if you go to this site, it is nmlsconsumeraccess.org. Okay, and they want to make sure you're not a robot. Punch in the code. Okay, it's pretty simple. And in this box here, you can put a name of a company. You can put their license number. You can put the name of the company, name of the loan officer. So it's pretty simple to pull up one's license. Okay, so 18004 is my company license number. So if you click here on the company information, I'm going to go through a couple topics. One, you want to look date formed. Okay, that's one of the key things there that I highly recommend you look at. Two, you want to look at whether or not they have a license in the jurisdiction you're looking to actually get a mortgage loan in. Okay. Three, any regulatory actions. All right. Other things that you might want to look at: how many doing business as DBAs that they may have. I don't personally have any, but some companies may have sister companies and brother companies that they may use. I would steer clear of anyone typically using multiple DBAs because they're potentially probably have violations under some of those. Maybe they start up a new doing business as accordingly. So definitely watch out for that. Okay. When it comes to loan officers, one of the first things I want you to do is look to see if there's any regulatory actions down at the bottom. Okay. The second, and probably actually more important than the regulatory actions, is looking at the loan officer's history of where he's worked. Okay. These can show you red flags. All right. Especially if your realtor recommended a guy and he's worked at 3 companies in the last 5 years. All right. There are typically various different reasons why someone may change companies. You want to ask them why. First and foremost, why did you leave here? Why did you go to here? Why did you go here? If they're jumping from one company to another, it's one for interest rates are really bad. They don't have control over their pricing. Two, they're not making any money there. Maybe they're not getting provided any leads. The loan officer is not making a living at one location, so he jumps ship. Three, they might be getting a large bonus to go to a new company. You think, oh, well, he's a good loan officer. He's getting a bonus. Well, the bonus has to come from somewhere. So typically, then the pricing that loan officer is going to get going forward is going to be paying for part of that bonus. So you're going to be getting a higher interest rate typically. Okay. 3 or 4, bad processing. One company had bad processing or bad management, so thinks grass is greener. I'm going to go to another company. So if a loan officer has changed jobs more than 3 in the last 5 years, big red flag. 2 is still a red flag. Then you want to look at how long was he at the prior job. So don't be afraid to say, why did you change jobs? Okay. If you also see this pattern, remember to go back to the realtor and ask, how long have you used this particular loan officer? If this realtor has been chasing or using the same loan officer as he's changed every job, 1, they're friends. 2, there may be a kickback of some sorts. 3, this person should be shopped, okay, because they're going to be very comfortable in their quotes and not probably give you the best price. I'm telling you that right now, okay. Other things that you can look at here: how long that they've been licensed and in the business, whether they're a mortgage broker or whether they're a lender. Okay, those are some key things that you can find on the NMLS. And every loan officer that you're potentially looking to use, you should vet them, make sure they're licensed in your jurisdiction, print it off so you can ask them questions. Okay. The next thing that I would do before I even talk to that loan officer, I've pulled down the NMLS information. I would go to the scotsmansguide.com. Okay. Scotsman's Guide has rankings of top originators across the country. Okay. So you're looking for a loan officer that you want to use, right? This is the only vetted list out there. The loan, based upon volume, loan officers have to have their CPAs or the CEOs or the presidents of the company verify their personal individual production. You can get a lot of good information here. One of the things I love to point out is top veteran loan officers. If you're a veteran using a VA loan, why not look at the list of loan officers specifically that have served and understand PCSing? If you go to this list and you click on that, it's really simple. You just click on the list of names. You can search by the name of the individual. So if you search by my name, I was 74th in the country. I've been as high as number 7 in the country that is a veteran loan officer. Some unique things you can do on the site is you can put in that you want to be only look for brokers. So if you search for brokers only, here's a list of brokers. So of the top loan officers that were mortgage brokers, okay, I was ranked. Of loan officers that were brokers, I was 15th in the nation. That was also a veteran loan officer. That is also a mortgage broker. Okay, so you can break it down into some of these specifics that you want. All right, when you're looking at those rankings, all right, there's other categories. There's top female originators. There's top mortgage brokers. There's top loan officers. Okay, so when it comes to zeroing down, you can look at the individual year. It's technically 1 year behind each year. Now you can scroll down, and what you want to do is jump around a couple other years. See if that individual is on the list more than once. Here's the top volume 2021. Put in the loan officer's name. Here I was 477th in the nation. Okay, so I've been ranked in the top 200 multiple times. I'm usually always in the top 1% of all loan officers, and I'm usually always in the top 100 of veteran loan officers, and typically very high ranked as top mortgage broker in the entire country. So look at this list. And another way I like to do it is, let's say you're looking in Virginia, right? And you want to go to the top loan officers in Virginia. Just go down to the bottom of the list, okay? And put in Virginia. And that's going to give you everybody that is a top ranked loan officer in Virginia, okay? And if you want more choice, add broker in there, right? So if you add broker in there, you've narrowed this down to like 6 loan officers that are mortgage brokers. So they have a variety of lenders to choose from, right? They have a variety of product. So the advantage of a mortgage broker is, like, I may have one lender that's really great and number one in conventional, but they stink on VAs, right? But I have another lender that is great on VA and aren't good on conventional. So I'm basically good on conventional and VA because I have multiple choices, okay? So that's one of the biggest reasons on why I use the Scotsman's Guide when it comes to looking up loan officers, okay? So the other thing that you can do is you can go back all the way back to 2010. If you pull up the 2011 list, I was 141st in the nation, okay? I've been ranked, I think my highest level was 121st, okay? So when it comes to using the Scotsman's Guide, remember, it's scotsmansguide.com is where I would look, okay? Now, if I'm looking for a mortgage broker, I would go to mortgagematchup.com, okay? So why would I go to Mortgage Matchup? Mortgage Matchup is a database of mortgage brokers that use the number one wholesaler, United Wholesale Mortgage, and United Wholesale runs the website. Now, the benefits of that website is locality, right? Finding a local loan officer to you. So if you punch in a zip code, you're going to get a list of loan officers that meet certain business criteria with United Wholesale Mortgage. You don't have to assume that the top guy on this list is the number one guy, okay? But what it does give you is a list of loan officers that use United Wholesale Mortgage in that particular area for that particular zip code. So it brings you down to a local level, and you can type in various different, I'm licensed in Virginia, Maryland, DC. I'm going to show you a couple other zip codes. Here's an Arlington zip code. So you go to Mortgage Matchup and you find a couple loan officers, right? So I would put the name of each of the realtors, the ones that they give you, into here, see if they're a mortgage broker, see if they're on this list. If you're working with a mortgage broker, big tip, there is more truth in lending doing business with a mortgage broker. All right. So what I mean by that is a mortgage broker has to put in writing how much money they make. All right. A lender does not. So here's the thing. There's more truth in lending and dealing with a mortgage broker. We have to disclose every penny we make on a loan. Even if it's a lender paid transaction, we have to disclose how much the lender is paying us. Okay. A bank does not have to disclose that in any single way. So they could quote you a 0-point loan, and on the back end, they could be making 3 points. A loan officer such as myself that gets paid lender paid compensation, I get 1% with United Wholesale, right? So here's the key. You can go to the Mortgage Matchup website. You know that they have United Wholesale. They all have the same money. So it's asking them one particular question. What is your lender paid compensation with United Wholesale Mortgage? That will tell you how aggressive and how they price their loans. If they're at 1% like me, we're going to have the exact same deal at the same lender. If they're at 2% with United Wholesale and I'm at 1, I'm going to have a better rate by a full point, which might be a quarter to 3/8 in rate. So the next step is Googling the loan officer and the company name and searching up through all the social media sites that you have available to you to do as much research as you can. Okay. So the first place I would go would be Google. Okay. So if a company has a service and they ask for client reviews, that service is the only way that they could potentially stop a review from being published to Google. So if someone goes directly to the Google website, it can get posted. Okay, so just understanding how the systems work and the validity behind the reviews is important. Okay, so here, right underneath the company name, you've got 47 Google reviews. Go through those and read them. Okay, highly recommend that you do that. All right, make sure that if they've been in business for 20 years, that they have more than 1 year of Google reviews. Next thing to do is go ahead and then Google the loan officer's name himself, and most likely you'll be able to see all the different social media sites that he may be licensed, that he may have out there. Okay, so you can check YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever you see in his name. Just make sure it's the right same individual. Then go to LinkedIn. Okay, check out the loan officer's name, check out the company itself, make sure that there's profiles out there accordingly. Yelp is the hardest one to get any reviews as a lender, as a loan officer posted. Okay, and if you go down toward the bottom, you can check out the reviews. Here I have 18 reviews. So go through, check out the reviews. Of course, any bad reviews they post immediately. Okay. But here's the key tip for Yelp. If you go all the way down to the bottom, you're going to see here where it says 33 other reviews not currently recommended. So you can listen to how they do their algorithm. But these are other reviews that a particular loan officer or company would have that were posted on the website. It's just Yelp isn't publishing them out for one reason or another due to the algorithm. These are typically good reviews to read, both positive and negative. Go through, and it's a little bit more information. It's a little nugget behind the scenes. So in theory, I could have as many as over 50 reviews on Yelp, but they're only publishing 18. Okay. Definitely check out company websites on Facebook, Instagram, any of the other social medias. Nextdoor, your local community, is a great place just to type in and ask anything about your loan officer. It doesn't necessarily, for someone like me that's in Virginia, Maryland, and DC, you can only really get on Nextdoor in the communities that you live in. But typically, those loan officers are going to be good resources in the immediate area, and they're going to know the area, so that's of great benefit. So when you're searching up your loan officers, check your Googles, Facebook, Yelp, LinkedIn, Nextdoor, and I'm sure the AIs of the world are going to be taking over some of these type of searches for you also. So my name's Kevin Retcher. I'm the owner of First Meridian Mortgage. We kind of went through a long video on how to vet a loan officer, but keep in mind I'm going to break it down real fast on a shorter video here. Is break this down in a few simple steps. Once you have loan officer's name and company he works for, search on the NMLS and make sure he's licensed in your jurisdiction that you want to buy a house. 2, check on Scotsman's guide. Go all the way down to the bottom. You can search by state. You can search by broker or banker. You can also search by, at the top, by veteran loan officer, by female loan officer, by volume on Scotsman's Guide's ranking. Okay. 3, if you're looking for a mortgage broker, go to mortgagematchup.com. Get a list of the loan officers within the zip code that you're looking to buy. Call, ask them one question. What's your lender paid compensation with United Wholesale Mortgage? Whoever has the lowest on a lender paid basis is going to be your most aggressive on a daily basis as a loan officer. Search. Go to Google, search the company name and a loan officer name. Go to LinkedIn, company name, loan officer name. Go to Yelp. After Yelp, go to Facebook, then to the Nextdoors of the world, AI, any other local search engines. That is how I would vet my loan officer once I had their name. Now, where might you get their name? A lot of people use the name given to them by their real estate agent. 76% of the people use who the realtor recommend. I tell you that you should vet some others not recommended, or at least ask for 3 names from your realtor. Okay. Family, friends, associates, anyone at the water cooler you want to vet, including your agent. You want to ask, when was the last time you used them? You want to ask, what experience, how was the experience working with them? What could they have done better? Some simple, basic questions. Ask a second question. Okay. My name's Kevin Retcher. I'm the owner of First Meridian Mortgage. Please vet your loan officer. Okay. vet the company. Keep in mind, if they work for a company that has national exposure on TV, radio, etc., highly probable that they may not have the best interest rate because someone has to pay for that advertising. So, my name is Kevin Retcher, owner of First Meridian Mortgage. To all the Marines out there, I say Semper Fi. I look forward to serving you. I'll talk to you soon.